butterfly because we learn a lot of stuff. It's about English and reading. Yeah. Lots. And new words. And new difficult words. And letters.
You can use lots of words to use in your literacy.
Sentences, words and letters and keywords.
That was capital things.
Yes, that's capital things.
How to put capital letters and full stops in the right place.
Such as envious and envious, which means you're jealous.
And we've done some words and some words on the board and doing it in our books.
And contradiction, opposite.
Future emphatics and future continuous and future simple.
It helps me with my literacy and reading.
And I know how to spell all those words there. Pollution, opaque. Opaque means it's not transparent.
I moved to W10 about 25 years ago. This area, at first, you move in and you think, oh, this is a nice area, but you begin to realize soon that there's lots of gangs of youths hanging out in the streets, causing a lot of problems, smashing lifts and breaking into people's homes and things like that. Around the Mozart estate was once labelled as the most deprived in the country, one that has the most unemployed in the country, and so forth.
I won't forget the experience of sitting in a class of 6 12-year-olds who were struggling with 3-letter words. It's a serious matter, and what happens when children go to secondary school and they can't read, they can't be taught, they can't have a secondary education, and they very often drop out. So you can see there's a direct connection between illiteracy and child gang behaviour. Our Butterfly School has been open every Saturday in term time since 1999. We have just 2 hours every Saturday morning with a 15-minute break. And in fact, the norm for children's progress with us by the Butterfly method is that their reading levels advance by an average of a year in 20 hours teaching.
It takes even longer. Shorter. Yeah, shorter because the time we go home is 12 o'clock. Yeah.
What we do really does disprove this attitude of disadvantaged background results in disadvantaged education.
If you could have completed the exemption paper, you would have passed with flying colours.
The butterfly teaching method differs from the methods used in the local state schools. The main difference is that the butterfly book itself uses a pure phonics method. There are now various types of phonics used in schools, and the methods are often mixed with phonics. This is very pure.
Rat. Next one. What do they make together? All together? Well done, Cham. What's the word? Good boy.
When you learn how to read, you have to blend letter sounds together. So you get cat, gives you the word cat, for example. That's a very simple example. And the butterfly book addresses that in the most systematic way.
Helen of Troy enjoys fame.
Fantastic. And Damien, can you do the last one, please?
Roy has a boy and is full of joy.
Of joy. Okay.
Logically
Good.
Spain.
Very good. And that's another, yes, and that's another example of a soft G.
The children's minds work very quickly. Their brains work quickly. People underestimate the power of young children's brains. They're very fast learners, faster than most of us.
Very good.
And now we're reading Alice in Wonderland. It's kind of very entertaining for children.
Do you remember anything else that happened to Alice?
She started to cry at the end,
She did. She started to cry.
and then she started to sink in her own tears.
The other thing is that the children face the teacher. This is very important because the teacher is the instructor.
It's called direct teaching, direct instruction. We also have 2 adults in every class, a teacher plus an assistant, and the role of the assistant is to keep the children focused.
So if I persuade you to put your legs on your chair on the floor, there, and convince you to do it, okay? So you can persuade somebody to do something that you want them to do.
The children love coming to the butterfly school. They come eagerly skipping and sometimes running into the school, ready to learn by the butterfly method. It means as well that they go home, they can pick up books and read. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to do so. They wouldn't be able to engage in the curriculum at school.
Joint. And point.
When children come to us, they go into a class according to their reading level, not according to their actual calendar age. Sometimes this does present us with difficulty in that a child of 10 can come to us and be put in class 1 or 2. Now that's quite difficult for the child to deal with. So I look at them, I say, okay, you're going to go in this class and you'll see, you're going to learn so quickly, you're going to go to higher classes in no time. And that's exactly what happens.
A lot of children find they cannot engage in the classroom in their primary schools. Sometimes the children are labelled as SEN and some are told they have dyslexia, but after 2 or 3 weeks they soon settle down. Because there's a magic about the butterfly book and the fact that they're learning to read, their confidence grows very quickly.
We know that a number of our children now are at university. People sort of stop me in the streets. Mothers will say, thank you for keeping my boys off the streets. And I say, well, what are they doing? Well, so-and-so's at university, somebody's doing something else. And they've all moved on to do proper, good, constructive things. Because you teach them, they'll learn.
That moon was beautiful.
And which is the adjective?
Beautiful.
Very good.
Sings. Yes, Inaya. S. Just an S. Otherwise it's singes. Another word.
I've been coming here I don't really know. My reading's getting better.
The volunteers sometimes find us through our internet, or we go to universities on volunteer days. We still have one who's been with us for 15 years, and that's Nadia.
And a curve on the top. Can you do that?
She's amazing. She must have taught, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 children to read.
A. Is it a vowel or a consonant? Thank you very much. Why? Because it's here with the 5 R's. It is here.
So we get the most wonderful people volunteering for us.
Read. Well done. Read. Next one.
The benefits on the community are amazing. We have less issues with antisocial behaviour, we have less crime. Just teaching children how to read, we have found that on the whole the children who come to the butterfly school don't get themselves involved in gangs and things like that.
We have a continued need for the kind of funding that actually supports what's called core costs. In our core activities, we are engaged in recruiting potential teachers, training them to be teachers, and of course potentially we could set up butterfly schools all over the country.
If we had the funding. And also maybe we can help introduce this method to local primary schools as a way of teaching the children to improve their reading. A very good way.